Hello, my dear students, and welcome to this second lecture of the first unit of Industrial Engineering, BME 501. In this lecture, we will discuss about plant location, plant layout, and what are the different kinds of plant layout. So once we decide to produce something or manufacture something, we have to decide for the location or the site for the factory or the industry. That is known as plant location. And obviously, as a common sense suggests that there are a lot of factors that can affect plant location, and it is one of the very important decisions that should be taken with much consideration. um, so what are these factors that influence plant location? We will discuss that, and then we will also discuss what is the importance of plant location. And the second thing that we will discuss in this lecture is that once the plant location is selected, you have got a piece of land, then how will be the layout of that land, that is the plant layout, or what will be the arrangement of different facilities or different resources or different departments of your factory or manufacturing unit. That is known as plant layout. There are different types of plant layout. We will discuss them. Let's move on to the PowerPoint presentation. So, as the name suggests, plant location. So there are various factors that can influence selection of a plant. That can be, the factors can be: number one, labor, availability of labor. Number two can be availability of power. Number four can be how costly it is, cost. Number five can be what are the different facilities that are available there. And there can be what are the government policies in that region, and many more. There can be many more. So these are some of the main factors that can influence plant location. Now suppose that you have suppose you have two sites, site A and site B. Site A is a urban location and site B is a rural region. So there are some advantages and disadvantages of both the sites. For example, site A is well connected, connectivity is good. Number two, it has good power supply, but there are certain disadvantages also, that is costly labor, and maybe the government policies are strict. So this is one scenario. And another scenario is for the site B. It has a poor connectivity of roads or trains or anything. It has a poor power supply, but the labor is easily available, and it's is cheap also, and there are favorable government policies. So this is another scenario. So now it is to decide which site is better for the setting up of an industry. So this we have to decide after proper discussion and considerations. So that brings us to the topic of need or importance of location planning. First one is that We know that we after certain time we have to expand. So what are the expansion possibilities of that location? What are the cost advantages? As we discussed that cost, how much is the cost of the land or transportation or setting up of the industry? How the raw material will be there, available there, can be easily available, or you have to do certain logistics for that. What are the additional features? For example, schools are there or not, hospitals are nearby or not, or and other facilities like that. If you want to merge with something or some industry, there are if certain work is that you have to work in collaboration, so the merger can be possible or not. What are the political and social situation in that region? And if the product demand increase, so how will that location be able to cope with that increase in the demand? And what are the tax benefits in that region? So these are some of the important factors that are needed or that are important for location of a plant. So there are various factors affecting plant location. As we have discussed, the first one is that law and order situation. Law and order situation. How is the law and order situation in that region? Nobody will like to set up an industry where there is a constant conflict. Everyone wants their industry to be set up in a region which is peaceful. So first is that. The second one is availability of infrastructure facilities. If you want to set up your industry, it is everything should be nearby. The supply of water, electricity, and labor and everything like that. So availability of infrastructure facilities, good industrial relations. So there are certain regions which promote industries. So obviously they have set up the environment in such a way that it is the industrial relation is very good. So everyone wants to set up their industry in that region. Availability of a skilled workforce. So if there might be a scenario in which you can get a very cheap land, but there is scarcity of skilled labor force, so it will not serve you much. So it should be a balance between all these factors. Then what is the social structure of that place? Then is that investor friendly attitude is there in that region? Then how near is that to the market? So you produce it and you want the market to be nearby so that transportation cost can be minimized. Nearness to the raw material. Similarly, as nearness to the market, the raw material which is needed to produce that product should be near. The availability of raw material should be near because of the same reason that you want to minimize the cost of transportation. Supporting industries and services. And last is it must be safety required, must meet the safety requirement. There should be not be any situation which can be harmful for the industry. So the other factors which also affect the plant location are availability of cost of land, suitability of land, and topography and climatic conditions. So these are some of the factors that are considered before selecting or finalizing a plant location. Now once we have finalized the plant location, the next step that comes in is plant layout. So we have a piece of land. This is a piece of land that we have acquired. Now where will be the arrangement of facilities? Where will be the storage? Where will be the machines? Where will be the office? And all the facilities which are there, how will they be laid out? So this is plant location. Sorry, plant layout. A plant layout is an arrangement of facilities. It is an arrangement of facilities and services in the plant. And it outlines the relationship. As we know that there are certain, for example, office and store should be near to each other. because the everything from the store will be first coming to the office for entry, and then it will be going to the shop floor. So the relationship which is there between the two departments or two facilities, according to that relationship, there should be layout. So another definition of plant layout is it is a technique of locating machines. What will be the location of machines, processes and plant services within the factory in order to secure the greatest possible output of high quality at the lowest possible total cost of production. So this is a formal definition of plant layout. So there are certain objectives of plant layout. First one is we want to streamline the flow of material through plant. There should be no chaos, there should be no confusion. It should be streamlined flow of materials through the plant, and it should help in manufacturing process. Layout should be such that it should facilitate or it should enhance the manufacturing process. Rather, it should hinder or cause hindrance in the manufacturing process. And to maintain a high turnover, it is from this point only, and minimize the material handling. As we have already discussed, the setup of industry should be such that it should be according to the relationship. So we want the material handling to be minimum. Unnecessary transfer of materials from across the layout is not recommended. And make effective utilization of the space that is available to us. Flexibility of manufacturing operations and arrangement. It should be flexible also. If you want to make certain changes according to the process or a product, then it should be flexible also. And it should have sufficient safety and comfort features for the workers. So these are certain objectives of plant layout. Now there are various kinds of plant layout that we will be discussing. First one is process or functional layout. Second is product or line layout. Third is mixed or combination layout. Fourth is static or fixed layout. And last is cellular or group layout. So we will be discussing each one of them. The first one is process or functional layout. As the name suggests, process. So in process layout, the arrangement of facilities are grouped together according to their functions. So for example, as this figure shows, this is a space where milling operations are carried out. So there might be milling machines, number of milling machines here, and all of these milling machines will be located in this space. Similarly, there is another space where lathe work can be done. So there will be number of lathes here. So all the process that is related to lathe will be done here. All the process which is related to milling will be done here. All the process which is related with welding will be done here. Grinding work will be done here, and inspection activities will be carried out here, and the final assembly will be carried out in this space. So the main focus of this arrangement or layout is that it is grouped according to the function. So there are certain advantages and certain disadvantages of process layout. First is that it has a flexibility of equipment and personnel. So we will discuss in the next type, product layout, that it is sort of rigid layout, but in process layout it is flexible. Any machine can be used for any product. Similarly, any person or any worker can be used for any product. Initial investment in the process layout is low. You can set up number of machines. For example, milling machines you can set up according to your budget, and all those machines will be doing the work for all the products that are being produced there. We will see in the next product layout that for every product you have to have a separate resource. So that makes the initial investment high, but in process layout it is low. There is a low setup and maintenance cost. It is from this point only, because the initial investment is low or the flexibility is there. So low setup and maintenance cost is required in process layout. Better teamwork can be achieved. Simplified production and planning control, because it is flexible and it can be it can be for any product, so it is simplified. Manufacturing cycle is short, and perfect line balancing, which eliminates bottleneck and idle capacity. So bottlenecking is not much of an issue in process layout, but it is a big issue in product layout. Bottlenecks is a situation where you have a long queue at one machine or one resource, and while others are relatively idle. So these are some of the advantages of process layout, but there are certain disadvantages of process layout also. There is a high degree of material handling, because all of the products are manufactured in a combined manner. That is why material handling is high. That is why inventory is large and inspection is more frequent, which increases the cost of supervision. So these are certain disadvantages of process layout. Now the next one is the product or line layout. In a product or line layout, various facilities such as machine equipments, workforce are arranged as per the sequence of operation on the part. So as we can see in this figure, there is a product A, this is a product A, and this is product B. For product A, the first operation is carried out on lathe, the second operation is carried out on milling, the third operation is again carried out on lathe, and the fourth operation is carried out on the grinding machine. So for every operation there is a separate machine. So this line or this arrangement is for product A only. You can't do a process or operation of product B on this line. And similarly, there is another product B, in that the first operation is done on the milling, the second one is done on the drilling, and third one is on the grinding. So for product B you have to have a separate arrangement of machines. So if you need a duplication, for example, here a lathe machine is required here and another lathe machine is required, so you have to duplicate that resource. You can't say that we will again come back to this lathe and do the third operation in this one. No, you have to have a separate resource in ideal condition. So if a layout is based on the products, it is known as product layout. So it has also certain advantages and disadvantages. The first one is the work in process inventory as flow is continuous, because it is dedicated to that product, so it is continuous. Compared to process layout, it requires less space for the same volume of production. Basically this kind of arrangement is for high volume of production, high volume and low variety. So the variety in product will be less and volume will be high. The flow of material is smooth and continuous. Skill of labor may be less, because for example, if we look behind, the operator on this machine will be doing almost same work, so the skill level can be less, and it has a reduced material handling cost. And the disadvantage is that the lack of flexibility or change of the product is not possible, because it is dedicated. So if there is any change in the product, it is not very flexible. You have to change the entire line, and it is dedicated to special purpose machines only, generally speaking. And the most biggest disadvantage is that the breakdown of any machine in the sequence may result in the stoppage of the production. So in the if a production line of a product, in that any machine breaks down, the production will stop. So these are some of the disadvantages of product layout. So the another type of layout is fixed or static layout. These are special kinds of layouts in which resources uh, are brought to the fixed location. The resources can be labor, tool, equipment, and material. They are they are they are they are brought to a fixed location. For example, here example is the shipbuilding yard. All the labor, tools, equipments are brought to the shipbuilding yard, and final product is produced. So this is a special kind of layout, and which is basically used for huge projects, for example dams and bridges, and similarly the big projects which are there. So this kind of layout is used for those projects. There is another kind of layout which is called mixed or combination layout. This is basically hybrid or mixed type. Any kinds of two layouts can be mixed according to the requirement, and a new layout can be generated. Usually it is for process layout and product layout. For example, refrigerator manufacturing uses combination layout because refrigerator components are produced by process layout and assembly in product type layout. Thus, for manufacturing various components, parts, process layout is used, and for assembly, product layout is used. So, if there is combination of two layouts, it is known as mixed or combination layout. Another kind of layout is suitable for the environment where you have a large variety. You have different kinds of products to be produced. The variety is large, but in low volumes. So in this situation, what you do is you go for group layout. This is a layout which is suitable for a manufacturing environment in which large variety of products are produced, are needed in small volumes. Similarly, design or manufacturing operations are grouped into one family called part family, and it is combination of product and process. So as we can see in this figure, we have cells. We have cell 1 here, and cell 1 has what do you call lathe machine. It is for certain product, lathe machine, milling machine, drilling machine, and maybe shaper and grinder, and this is one cell. So any product which is having these sequence of operation will be produced here. And for another product, there is another line which is lathe, milling, grinding, and another grinding. So this is another line, and the third one is lathe, milling, and drilling, and after that it goes to grinding. And then so you can see that this grinding machine is used for both these products or both these lines. And once they have finished this part of the line, they are using the same assembly region, and then they are going to the store. So this is one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell, and this is the third cell. So in group layout, what we do is we make cells according to their functionality. So there are various advantages of group layout, and first is that reduction of necessary control. So as we have seen that in process layout, purely process layout, there is a greater need of supervision. So in that can be reduced. You can have inspection at after every cell, so you don't have to do it after every operation. Reduce material handling, reduce setup time, because they are using product layout features also. That is why there is a reduced setup time and reduced material handling, reduced tooling, reduced in process inventory, reduce expedition, operator expertise, and improve human relationship. So these are some of the advantages of group layout. Similarly, there are certain disadvantages of group layout also. reduce shop flexibility, as we have seen that there is a fixed layout in a particular cell. You can't change that layout. So in that cell it is quite rigid and it's not flexible. And reduced machine utilization. So as we have seen, there are certain cells, and there might be a situation where in one cell certain machines are idle, but in the another cell the same kind of machine is overloaded. So it is there is not a proper utilization of resources. One is idle and the other one is overloaded. And the last is a possible extended job flow time. So because of that reason, there is a chances that time can increase.